I'll take you for a ride on the devil's ship. I'll take you for a ride where you sink or swim. Now come with me and let this story begin.
Amer, Gabe,
Hey.
the Bonne Nuit Pod boys, welcome.
We changed the name to the Goodnight Podcast.
The Goodnight Podcast. We're going
opposite of French cast.
because we realize people don't understand when we say it was a Bonne Nuit. They're like, huh? So it's like
they don't know.
thegoodnightpodcast.com. That's the name of the podcast.
I don't know if I like
now.
that. I got so used to Bonne Nuit.
I know.
It's very hard to change the branding.
Yes.
But I think we've been Good Night longer now than Bonne Nuit.
No.
No,
No.
you don't think?
It's been like
I've been saying Good Night though. I don't really speak French all that much. So. Yeah.
I did a rebrand too. The French cast changed.
Yeah?
It's no longer the Pantelis French cast. Now it's Le French Cast.
the French cast
And it has a different logo, different everything.
to obey the Loi 101 rules. Le French
No,
cast.
it's just because everyone calls it Le French Cast. Le French Cast. It's so much easier.
Okay, yeah.
So then I figured, let me go with it. It's easier. And I wanted to make the distinct, because at first it just started as a joke. It wasn't supposed to be a real podcast. And since it became like the big podcast on the network, I said, fuck it, let's put all our money and effort into it.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see your hard work leading to success.
Fuck.
Yesterday's show was so fun.
Yesterday's show was amazing.
Really
It's
nice.
a good time. You weren't there, but I'm telling you, I don't know if he told you about it. It was a good time.
I think I asked him and he said, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
They liked you. You killed.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
you had a good
They
set.
were fun. Thank you, my friend.
It was awesome. Yeah, I started talking about Hamas. It was amazing.
You open with Hamas. It's not like I started talking. It's like Hamas. Like the first 5 words of his set is like, all right, let's talk about Hamas.
So it was because before he's like, do me one favor. He goes, don't talk about Hamas. Don't talk about what happened. You know, and he's like, at least don't open with it. I was like,
Yeah,
no,
don't say I'm an Arab. Look me like I'll see how much I want to say.
Yeah. I was like, don't worry about it. The first thing that comes out of my mouth, I was like, like,
Hamas.
so Hamas, let's talk about it. Everybody's like freaking out. And all I hear is him in the back, like, ugh.
Dude, it's so sad. We were talking about it on the podcast yesterday. This whole situation. I feel bad. I went
Yeah,
to
because
Paris.
it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Paris. They got bed bugs. I went to Israel. Now it's happening. I'm like, whatever follows me is death. Wherever I go, it's just
The bedbug
horrible.
thing is real in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mutation. It's a mutation of bed bugs, and that they're impervious to their cologne or whatever it is. Whatever
They're BO.
Yeah, they're BO. Yeah.
You think
And
it's
this is
because-
Hamas who did this. It's related.
It's the next bioterrorism. We just send bed bugs now and ruin your hotels.
New York had that problem. Toronto had that
Yeah.
problem, and Montreal at one point.
I think everywhere you're gonna end up having that problem, and I think Montreal, if they're gonna come, they're gonna start our hostels.
Yeah,
Like, where we do our shows for sure.
people from Paris are particularly like you. I family lives in
Dirty.
Paris, and they're particularly filthy people.
Really?
Like for real. And like I thought, I heard people talking about this, and I'm like, oh, you're just being like racist or whatever's bullshit. But actually, like they're known for clutter. Like you know how there's carpeting.
Yeah.
Instead of changing the carpeting, they put carpet on top of carpet. So at a certain point, there's 5 layers of carpet you're walking on, and
So they just think they're getting taller.
they think they're getting taller, but they're really just getting fatter and stinkier.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is what my aunt has been
Is
telling
the
me.
room getting smaller every couple of years?
Well, if you walk by the windows, you see it's like a man with one little table surrounded by books and cheese and wine. It's for not even joking. It's
This is a Parisian thing, I'm guessing.
it's only in Paris. Like in France, they're European. You know, they're normal. They have their
minimalist.
Yeah, they have a grocery store that sells cheap stuff, and then Paris is just stinkhole, shithole. But I love that. I had a good time.
Yeah, I loved it. There is a BO. There is BO. When
There
you
is.
take
It
the
stinks.
subway, you smell BO. Now, I the ones that I particularly like noted are my people, but maybe also French
Which,
people.
the Phoenicians?
That the Arabs, my
Okay.
Arab people.
Okay.
We-
You're still trying to pretend you're... Okay, good. I like
It
this.
is. But wait, I want to hear your argument because here's the argument we had. I'll explain to
It was
Gabe.
an argument. We were having a discussion.
We had a fight. It got fist fights in the green room. Luis Jose Oud had to.
Yeah, Lucius and Jamie. What are you guys doing? No, we were just talking about how, like, in that region,
Yeah.
like, everyone has that blanket statement, like, we're Arabs. But most of them are not. Like, Arabs are the Arabians, the
Yes.
Saudi Arabians, the Qataris, the people in the funny hats and the long pajamas. Those are Arabs.
Yeah, but
the
we
rest
had
were
those
Arabized.
also 300 years ago.
Yeah, but that's like saying the Native Americans here being like, of course we're British. We were colonized by them. No, they're different. They have their own. You have your own history. You have an older history before them.
But you understand, Lebanon was not always Lebanon. That was
Exactly.
created. It was Syria.
Yes,
So Syrians are Arabs.
Syrians aren't Arabs either.
Syrians are
the
what?
Assyrians, you mean?
Okay, but that's still Arab. That's
No,
all
now
part of-
it's a blanket statement, but I'm saying it's like North Americans. There's something you could. I'm not. It's not bad or good. I'm not saying don't say you're. That's not. I'm just saying don't forget that
Yeah.
there's an older history.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Don't go anti-Arab. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like, embrace the longevity.
Should we say, we're Homo sapiens, actually? That's
If you want to go by species, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
culturally,
Yeah.
there's been so many contributions by that region that if you just say Arab and as if nothing else happened before,
Yeah.
it's like you have no ties to it. But you do. You have direct ties.
Yeah.
You have ties to paper. You have ties to loose leaf paper, to letters. You have ties to mathematical
Yeah.
advances. You have like huge ties that you shouldn't just throw away because it's easy to name.
I'm not throwing away. It's
Well,
just,
don't.
This just.
I see Arab, I say Arab.
Sorry, I see
I
Arab.
see Arab, I say Arab.
Yeah.
That's how I go by. I see an Arab.
I speak
You're
Arabic.
an Arab.
You do speak Arabic, yeah?
I do speak Arabic. I think my great grandpa was in Iraq. I think he escaped because I think he committed a murder. I'm not sure about the
Nice.
story.
Oh, yeah?
I
That's a good
think
story.
I have to check with my dad. That's what I heard. Maybe it was just like an aunt who hated my dad who told me this. But
By the way, Poseidon, you know how we always have the situation with the mic, like how they're going to keep the mic. So far, I think Gabe has the mic. He set up the best out of
Yeah, he
anyone.
mastered it. I was about to say it from
Yeah.
before. I don't know how the fuck.
really, really comfy.
Yeah,
He has-
I love
Should
the
it be
way.
like
No,
this?
yours is always amazing. The second one is always that one's a problem. People don't know what to do. They put it down. He has to go fix it. They don't know how to set it up. He out of 200 episodes, whatever it's been, he's been
Yeah.
the only one that set it
I'm
up properly.
facing you perfectly. And
No,
the
it's also the
angle's
way
right
you
on my
set up.
fit.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
angled perfectly. Like, this guy's fucking it up now.
fucked it up.
He panicked. Like an Arab, like an Arab. He panicked.
there's no more doubt.
You're fine.
That's good.
That's good.
Hey,
Assalamu alaikum. Is it good? All right. Nice.
but yeah, you mastered it. I just had to. Perfect.
It is a cool look.
Yeah, he looks comfy as hell.
You look
This
comfy
is
as hell.
great.
Yeah.
We gotta get a table and some coffee.
No, but I like your. I always. I like your setup too because it's always something different. It's always. I like the outside.
Oh, it's so nice.
We've been loving the outside episodes.
Is it hard to edit or
It's even it's easier. There's no angles. It's just
no?
one
I mean
angle.
audio.
no.
No, huh?
I don't touch it.
What?
I don't touch the audio.
I mean, we've got complaints. Maybe we should touch it.
I mean, I touch it a bit if I need to, but I
Yeah.
never need to.
No, but like I remember, I told you a couple of my friends who listened to it. They're like,
that's totally different. That's like our mics are like old. And,
Oh, yeah?
and like it needs the cap. One needs the cap. I have to bring one up. I have to put.
You
one
mean because of the
down.
air?
Do you know like those air caps you put on those? Like one of them has
This.
a cap.
Yeah.
And
The
one of
pop
them-
filter.
Yeah, and one of them doesn't. And so whoever doesn't have it has to like not speak that close, otherwise it goes popping. But we just need to put them on.
That's
And-
it? Okay.
Yeah, and then it'll be fine.
Also, do you use Adobe at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll send you a link because if you use Adobe and you have the cloud or whatever, you already have access to it. There's a thing they have now for podcasts, AI. You
Oh, yeah?
upload the MP3 file.
Oh wow.
It takes 2 minutes. It's going to render everything for you. If there's any imperfections, it'll match the loudness, get rid of the background noise for you.
Nice.
And then when it's done, you have the choice. You can listen to it and like from 0 to 100%, how much you want to apply to it.
Yeah. When I say I have Adobe, I have a torrent of it that I have been bootlegging for the last 10 years.
But there might be a way around it all because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a link. It's just a web link. I'm going to send to you.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, I love stealing shit, so
Yeah.
I'm down. Hopefully I can steal this thing too.
Dude,
Fucking
AI is going to
Arab.
take my job soon.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like podcast comedian?
That's what I feel like. They're right now they're helping with the setup,
Yeah.
but soon they're just gonna catch on to
Like, we don't need you.
topic current events, and they're just gonna it's gonna be my voice, and I'm like, what's the deal with these Jews? They're
Yeah.
just gonna have a podcast.
They're nailing it too.
That sounds so realistic. Yeah, you made a good observation yesterday about how I host.
What do you say?
I
It's
said
like you're interrogating everyone.
it's as if he's like at the border, like passport control. Where you from? What's your name? How do you know this person? Show me your papers. Are you bringing fruits and vegetables with you?
And yesterday that did happen. Someone, I was like, "Why are you here?" He's like, he didn't know what to say.
Why am I here?
He's like, I'm just visiting. How come? What's up? What's the story? We're not mad. We're just asking. And he's
But it's infectious because I got on stage and I was talking to a guy and I'm like, oh my God, I'm starting to sound like Pantelis.
yeah. It's fun.
That's funny.
If you're in the mix and you're like you're regulars and you know,
Yeah,
you have
it's
fun
hilarious.
with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
that's
Because you know your style. But I think if you didn't know your style, like, why is he?
yeah.
Because he's angry and smiling at the same time on stage is very funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed.
So it's a good time.
The first guy going after you is always going to have a rough time, though.
Yes.
Because they're not.
Who was the first guy yesterday?
Jacob, but he handled
Jacob.
it very well because he stayed in the moment
Yeah.
and it's as if he took hosting from you and he hosted a little bit while doing his jokes.
That's exactly what he did.
I
Yeah,
think
and then I
that's-
made fun of him
Yeah.
being retarded, and then they exploded because I guess they all wanted to say it, but they couldn't.
Is he retarded?
No, but for
he's
some reason
French.
he was acting.
he's French.
Yeah, no, he wasn't acting retarded. It's just he's so quick in French.
Yeah.
It's his first language, so he's fast. And then when he went to English,
Oh,
he was he was having so much trouble that I had to make fun of it. I go, the reason why it's funny for me is because I see him in French and he's so quick, and now you see me, he's like, "Nah, nah," and everyone just started laughing. Like they got like, okay, that's why he's laughing because he just froze. He kept freezing.
Yeah.
It was but it's not him. That's why to me it was funny because he's so good.
The best line was yesterday. So Gino, you know Gino, right?
Yeah.
So Gino does a lot of like race jokes, racial jokes.
African Americans. Move some furniture over here, motherfucker. I love that joke. Let's move some furniture.
That's a good Gino.
That's a good Gino.
African Americans. You know in the news, African Americans. I love that's like I think every single day in the shower, I look at my penis and go, African American.
I love his fucking Gino has something.
Yeah.
He's
he
blessed.
kills me. I cry. He's so fucking crazy funny.
He's funny and he's so big
Yeah.
on stage because he's so tiny, but he's so big
Yeah.
on stage. He really owns the stage. He really like you cannot not look at him. So anyway, so he does his joke. He does racial jokes. He goes on stage afterwards. It's like, what is it again? It's very important if you do racial jokes to have that haircut. I was taking a piss and I started laughing.
He's completely bald. And he was just doing he's just doing noises. Yeah, it was amazing. But he had a good set. I was very proud. Everyone had a good set yesterday.
It was a fun night.
I gotta say, I'm so happy that I'm on a podcast and I am allowed to say things like retarded and fuck and not have to bleep it later.
Oh, how come you have to bleep your stuff?
We bleep every single swear word all the time.
Why?
Because we've noticed we started getting more views.
No, that's true. Yeah,
Like
I get
we
fucked.
hit like for the first time, like our actual
1,000,
podcast got up 1,000 views. Just usually it's like our clips get like thousands. Now our podcast is doing way better.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we just don't.
Apparently, the first 5 minutes are so important. So you
Yeah.
have to be super clean for 5 minutes.
That explains a lot of my podcasts because some of them it's like, wow, all right, easy. I don't even have to share it and it's going in the thousands. Others, it won't pass 500. Like, what the hell? But then when you look at it, it literally starts with me calling people real.
I think we
We're
decided.
gonna get buried in this one though.
No, I don't think AI is smart enough to detect the context. So I think if you just censor the words and you say like
That's
I
why.
love LGBTQ, every podcast I open with like I love LGBTQ. Joe Biden is great. Yes, liberal. Yes, woke.
Yeah.
And then the AI is like
I
this
love
is
AI,
Yeah.
my robot overlord.
Yeah,
I love you.
AI.
I love you.
good. You'll see this one, millions. You'll see.
I hope.
Oh yeah, the next one. Yeah.
Let's let's remove the whole Gaza / Hamas part.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah, that was early.
Yeah, that was right away.
Yeah, Poseidon. Can you do me a favor? Can you remember this for every podcast, not just the Pantelis podcast, but also for intellectuals?
Yes, of course.
From now on, we wait 5 to 10 minutes before we get crazy.
Yeah.
Or we should just do like a 10-minute intro song.
It's too much.
It's a joke. I'm fucking around.
It's too much for the audio people. They're gonna get bored. The
of
video,
course.
they'll have fun watching us dance.
Yeah, exactly. Just cat video for the first 5 minutes. And then you're like, rah, Jews, rah.
Right after. It's just crazy. What a time to be alive.
I know.
At least you dodged a bullet. You were there when there was no like attacks.
No, there was an attack.
When you were there?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Who'd you get? Who'd you take out?
I was doing reconnaissance and then I got caught.
Reconnaissance sounds like a Parisian cafe. Reconnaissance.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I was when I was in Jerusalem and I wanted to visit Gaza because you could just take a tour to Gaza, like
They let you view the prison.
like poverty tourism. It's weird. I don't know why they offered it. I'm like, I'm thinking of taking it.
You guys shouldn't be proud of this.
I know that should not be great, but you get to see the wall and there's like great graffitis and whatever, and you meet Palestinians. But I'm like, okay, I was considering it, and then a day later, there was a crazy guy who was in a car and he crashed into people, and then he stabbed a pregnant woman.
Oh, I remember that.
And he killed her. And then Israel was like,
Yeah, but they're
let's destroy a few buildings. So no one was allowed to go to Gaza. So I didn't get to go.
so what you're saying is that place has been a mess long before this recent
Yeah. Oh,
situation.
it's so sad. I think it was like a Palestinian dinosaur who got into a fight with an Israeli T-Rex.
And like a dodo bird fought like Abraham Lincoln.
No, it's not that old. It's like from 1917 that the real shit started.
Yeah.
In 1940, it really popped off.
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
It's very sad. It brings me a lot of sadness. And we were discussing it again on the podcast, the goodnightpodcast.com.
Oh, there's gonna be
Uh,
links in the
I
description.
think-
Yeah.
I just gotta keep plugging it in. I was getting so sad watching the situation that I'm like, okay, let's move up a level and start watching people watching the situation. And I'm like, oh, this is even sadder because everyone is divided. If you support Israel, you're like, oh, how dare you support Israel?
I don't
This
support
colonial-
anyone. I want there to be peace.
I just, in the words of Donald Trump, I just want to stop innocent people from dying.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And yesterday I was thinking about it. I have a feeling. Tell me, you guys, what you think. This is my conspiracy. So we had the Ukrainian-Russia war.
He's an
right?
alien, yeah.
Ukrainian-Russia war. And then suddenly all of the news now is turned toward Israel versus Palestine.
Well, there's one thing you forgot. We found out that the news for all these months from the Ukraine was false. Remember, they're like, they're winning and the Russians are getting. It's been the opposite. They've been getting decimated. Yeah.
Russia is a superpower.
Yeah. The Ukraine's been getting decimated.
And now, if you look now, Hamas gets its weapon from the Hezbollah, who gets funding and money from Iran, who is a big friend with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, is Russia taking revenge on America? Because Israel is a big friend of America.
Yeah.
Like I think Joe Biden said, like if Israel didn't exist, we would have created it because we need like arms in that region.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Russia is taking revenge on America by having someone, like all wars now?
Basically, what they did with the Ukraine. That's what the Americans did with the Ukraine.
What the Americans did with the Ukraine, now
They're
Russia
doing
is like, we're gonna attack you, but since we can't attack you, we're gonna attack Israel through Iran, through Hezbollah, through Hamas.
It's possible, but the one thing I don't get is how the American arms that were given to the Ukraine that were then sold now to the Palestinians, how did they get there from the Ukraine?
Humans.
No, I'm saying because the Ukrainians, like if it was from Russia, it would make more sense.
Yeah.
But the Ukrainians were getting them so that they can have support for their war.
Yeah.
But they just turned around and said, fuck it, we're selling it to Hamas. That's what I don't understand.
Because people want to make money.
Okay.
So you always, people get arms. And the thing is, have you seen the movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage? Mm-hmm. It's one of the best. It's one of my favorite movies.
He dodges AIDS. Remember that?
Yeah, he doesn't bang that black.
Or he does, but he doesn't get AIDS. Something remember he woke up?
No, I've seen it a few times. He does not. He's like, I'm here with two, what's the name of the hot black model?
Erykah Badu?
From the 90s?
Two Vivica Foxes?
No, forgot her name. But anyways, he's like, I'm with two.
Aunt Jemima?
That's it. I'm with two.
I'm with two Aunt Jemimas right here. I need all that sweet syrup.
I'm with the two Aunt Jemimas, and there's no condom with 1,000 miles. Or,
Yeah. That's the line. Yeah.
Harry Tubman?
It's one of the hot. I think she has a show now. Anyways, did you just Google black hot women from the 90s?
That's exactly what he googled. Yeah.
Q-tip?
So funny. Anyways, so you could see just you buy a weapon, and then the second you're not a nationalist, you're like, how can I make money with this situation? And you just sell it to someone else, and then you sell it to someone else. And this is how some countries end up with nuclear bombs. You just end up finding the right route.
You trade up.
You trade up and
Start
you
up
make
from a
money.
paperclip.
You exchange the paperclip for a ping pong ball.
Yeah. And then Japan has a problem.
That's how I got my Porsche.
I always wanted to do like a video of that. Not the exact same thing because I don't think I have the patience, but of selling something. Like something interesting.
I want to start with like having sex with a fat woman and then upgrading to a top model. That's how I
You
want to
could
do
do
it.
that. That would be a good video. That would be a fun. That would be a fun series.
And it's always through her friends. You always meet a hotter one
Yeah,
through
that's great.
a friend
Oh my
of a
God.
friend.
Yeah.
Dude, I set you up my mom. Wait a minute, what? Right.
And then you could go to her son or something. Like it's up to you though. It's up to
You're
you.
getting closer, man.
You're fucking your dad for some reason.
Yeah. For no reason, he's banging his dad.
But I didn't know Ukrainian weapons. That's news to me. Ukrainian weapons ended up.
American weapons that were given to the Ukraine.
Wow.
American weapons.
Not from Afghanistan. Not Afghani weapons.
Afghani weapons that
Yeah.
they left behind for the Taliban
Yeah.
were also given, and
Yeah.
then there were also weapons that were in Israel. Listen to this. In January, and in January, Israel sent them to the Ukraine, and now they found them themselves on the side of Hamas.
Well, shout out to fast shipping. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's good.
Prime.
Amazon Prime,
I read
baby.
a headline today that apparently Israel was notified 3 days earlier that there's an attack coming.
Don't say that because that makes me angry.
Yeah.
They could have
it's-
warned the people at the festival.
Yeah, just play it on the speakers. You already have a huge sound system.
Yeah. They could have warned someone.
Duck.
Like 3 days advance. That's a
Yeah.
long time. You could evacuate everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
But then
cancel that
again,
shit.
it goes back to the conspiracies of did Netanyahu want this to happen because he had an unfavorable record?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying too.
Well, listen, any great leader, and I'm not saying great as in good, great as in powerful, knows how to use a bad situation to his advantage, right?
Yeah.
George Bush saw 9/11 and he had like, this is my reason
To buy crayons.
to to take over Afghanistan and Iraq, because he's a great leader. He has a great team. They're like, how can we use this horrible situation to our advantage? What worries me is that let's say this was not, there's no conspiracy, it happened. Will Netanyahu use this excuse to just erase Palestine from history? It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
There is no one in Israel right now who's going, guys, let's peace.
Let's be reasonable.
Can we just? There's no reason. People are losing their kids. People are losing their.
How big is Palestine? Can they
It's very small, and it's not even one thing now.
Yeah.
It's like separated.
Okay.
One, like the Gaza is kind of like a prison. It's very hard to go in and
the,
out.
the,
The West Bank is a bit more open, but still, it's the way it's structured. Look at what it's turned into. It's just splintered.
Yeah, but you have to look at the last
Oh
one.
my
Yeah.
God.
You can't even be a real country. It's not. So the only way to separate the borders is Israel has to give a lot of stuff back too, so that they're not landlocked. Yeah.
Ooh, sticky.
This is so sad.
I would go like
It's a
this
sticky
diagonal.
situation.
I would give Palestine like that north angle to be close to Egypt, and Israel keeps the south. That's what I would do if I were to separate it purposely.
We can bite them all in
Israel
Montreal.
keeps the south? No, you can't do that. You're going to give away Jerusalem and Tel Aviv to Palestinians?
Yeah.
No, these are the two biggest cities. No, you can't do that.
Okay, so then how do you keep both those cities but not have them locked?
I.
What do you keep
You're-
one?
you're
How about
asking me to
how
solve
about
the
one?
Yeah.
How about one? You each keep one city.
Damn, man.
Here's the thing.
Holy shit.
Jerusalem.
Tel
is a
Aviv could be
holy
renamed
city.
to Tel Aviv.
Ali Mohammed over here.
Oh God! I always wanted to. I made a joke, but no one has ever laughed. You guys remember the Intifada? The Intifada. You know.
Do I remember the Intifada?
Yeah, you know what's Intifada, Gabe?
No.
Intifada was like a huge movement, and there was like wars, and the Palestinians were like, "We want our land back." It was called the Intifada. It means the rising, the uprising,
The Macarena?
the Macarena. and I wanted to start a comedy festival, call it the Intifahaha.
In the Arab world or here?
Like I want to go there and have like, hey, let's have the Intifahaha.
Exclusively in Jewish neighborhoods.
pretty good.
Combine Jewish and Arab comedians. However, it got 3 likes on Twitter, so I'm like, all right, no one can
Try
That
now,
doesn't mean
try now.
try it now. Try it now. It's timing is everything. This is the time. It's a
I
shit
want to
show
start a
down there.
movement where you force Arabs and Jews to hug outside of the Middle East. Like listen, we're both sad, we're both angry. We need to hug it out.
Remember those gay bombs they were developing where they would drop them and then men would start like having sex?
Yeah?
What?
Dude, that's Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is the gayest city ever.
Yeah?
It's very gay.
What?
Oh yeah, Tel Aviv
Wait,
is
what?
super
No, I
gay.
don't care about that. Tel Aviv's super gay. I'm talking about these bombs.
I don't know if it's a real thing or something that I just made up, but but it might
his
be.
dream.
There's these bombs. I'm pretty sure. Look it up. There's like these gay
Oh
bombs.
my God, they're Russian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they
What?
dropped them
Oh my
on
God.
people, and then they couldn't fight the war because they were having sex.
So what's in the gay bomb? Was it like a George Michael album?
Yeah, George Michael album.
The gay bomb, informally known.
It's just
refers-
John Cotocot not doing well on stage.
Yeah,
That's all it is. It's good old John not doing well.
It's
We got a short.
You're just sweating out your asshole. You're like, jeez.
refers to a non-lethal psychochemical weapon concept that was speculated upon by a research laboratory within within the United States Air Force. This unconventional idea involved the dispersion of sex pheromones over enemy forces with the intent
Whoa.
of generating mutual sexual attraction among them, causing mass confusion and panic on the within their platoons. Dating back to 1994, the Wright Laboratory in Ohio, of course it's Ohio, a precursor to the modern United States Air Force Research Laboratory, drafted a 3-page proposal detailing several potential non-lethal chemical weapons. This document eventually acquired by the Sunshine Project
Oh, I bet.
via Freedom
Sunshine
of
Rainbows.
Information Act request explores the notion of the gay bong.
Found in a rainbow folder.
Before we talk
I-
about gay, I just want to
yeah.
say I'm really impressed by Poseidon's reading out loud.
They're getting
capabilities.
better. They're getting better
That
because it
is-
used to be horrible.
and-
He knows
yeah,
it.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
I've
very
been
impressive.
practicing.
He's been
He beat
practicing.
autism.
Bro, no.
But this gay bomb thing, this is crazy.
But wait,
this
what
is
are the
like an
pheromones?
excuse.
But
I'm
what's
so-
what's
I'm
what's
so-
inside?
Here, I'll tell you what happened. I think 2 of these dudes were banging. They got caught banging. They're like, what do you do? It's the Russians. It's the Russians. That's what happened. They're blaming the Russians for everything.
Yeah, but I'm so straight, it wouldn't work on me probably.
You think?
Yeah, I'm so straight. It's not gonna work on me.
What would turn you? Have you ever had a gay experience?
I have. Remember Thanos? I kissed Thanos on the
Yeah,
lips.
but I've kissed another comic like for the joke, but
Yeah.
there was no sexual attraction.
No, never. No, I'm quite straight.
Me too.
Quite.
What about you, Pantelis? Have you ever? You're Greek.
100% straight.
The face he made when
We
I turned.
fuck on a regular basis.
Oh.
Have you ever, as a joke, kissed a guy?
No.
Okay, here's the only time, like 2 times I kissed a guy. One time, Sebastien Bourgault, right? Remember Sebastien?
kissed Sebastien?
No.
That was the only way he'd pay you.
Wait, hold on a second. So Sebastien is very into his social media. So every time he would do a show or an open mic, he used to take a selfie. So as a joke, I was speaking with my friend David, who's Jewish, and we were behind him. We were at Grumpy's, and he wanted to take a selfie. I'm like, just did an open mic, #grind. So Sebastien is taking a selfie. So I'm like, David, the second he
Suck my dick.
The second he takes a photo, let's just start back kissing in the background to ruin his photo. So as he's like, #grind, never give up.
Yeah.
#grinder.
David and I were just like, mwah, in the background.
Whoa. Actual kiss?
Like on the lips. No open mouth.
Damn.
What happened with that? Did he post
Darn
it?
it.
Yeah, and then everyone started laughing. It was funny.
Oh, okay, that's
it was
funny.
worth
Did he
it.
notice or no?
I think he was more looking into himself.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he's like-
It's funny for him to post it and then people are just writing gay and he's like, what do you mean, buddy? What is that? Is that a gay nuke?
Wow, it looks like a clown's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
What is
That-
it?
Honestly, that would not be a bad idea.
A
No.
gay bomb?
A gay bomb in the Middle East, dude.
Oh,
Come
bro,
on.
everyone would be jumping off of cliffs, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'd be, is it Thursday already?
Where are we? Afghanistan? Man love. No, honestly. Okay.
Man Love Thursdays?
Man love Thursday. Guys, let's
By the way,
be honest.
can you talk about that? Do you know about it? Because
My
I've
asshole
mentioned
still
it.
hurts. I don't want to. No.
People think that it's a lie, but it's 100% real.
In Afghanistan,
Yeah.
in certain tribes, remote tribes, there's Men Love Thursdays where like men. I don't want to associate pedophilia with gay sex. These are 2 separate subjects. But
They
there
do
is-
both.
They do both, exactly. But
And
honestly,
only on Thursdays.
what would
Okay.
be wrong if we dropped a gay bomb on the Middle East?
Well, dropping the bomb. You didn't ask
But it's
for
not
it.
it's not an explosion. It's,
explosion,
just
it's
like sprinkles or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, there's that. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm with you
and
there.
then and all of a sudden,
Well, isn't it weird because you're
Mahmoud
forcing
stars
them?
at Ari.
You're forcing Mahmoud and Mohammed to bang each other, isn't
It's
it
Mahmoud
weird?
and Ari. Like we have
Mahmoud
to.
and, oh yeah,
Yeah.
But you don't know that's what's gonna
okay.
happen. They might not go across the border. They might
What's
just
the
bang
worst
each
thing
other.
that could happen? Prolapse anuses?
I mean, how long does this last?
Long enough for the shame.
I think they're just
They'll
so.
avoid contact from each other. You know, let's
Yeah.
say you're cheating on your wife and your neighbor sees you, and you see him, I guess, cheating on his wife, and you're like, oh shit, we're not gonna talk anymore because he knows my secret. Maybe that would be like, oh shit. Oh, every time a Palestinian sees it, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's not. We don't know each
It's
other.
enough for everyone to resign.
Who's gonna attack us? The gay guys. Like,
We're done.
like, maybe
done.
I don't know. I think I don't know if this would work because the way they wrote it.
Can we
it's-
try it in this podcast? Like,
the way they wrote it sounds like they never met a gay person. Because the way they wrote it, they go, we release these pheromones,
Yeah.
and then they can't control themselves. They're all bagging
Yeah,
each
you
other.
think
Because right now, I'm attracted to women. I'm not attracted
Yeah.
to men.
Yeah, you're not
But
going
if you
out
bring
banging.
women in here, I'm not
Yeah.
going, ah!
yeah.
Like, I'm not going to act like that. That's insane.
But that's the problem. They're so repressed that
Yeah.
they're not getting any pussy and they're not getting any cock. But now that there's an opportunity to get some cock, they can't help themselves, right? Because they're so repressed.
you thought about this a lot. Gabe.
No, I'm
No,
speaking.
he's using common sense.
all my improv classes.
Your gay improv classes. Just a special gay improv class. How can we make everything really gay?
Aren't all improv classes gay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
default.
There you go.
Yeah.
But when you yes and everything, you always end up with gay.
Yeah.
It goes down a deep dark hole.
Because you have to
man.
yes and everything. You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, okay, yes.
So we should just blow each other right now. Yeah. and-
Yes,
Yes.
and I'll swallow.
What is going to happen? What?
It brings me honest. Like I'm happy. Thank you guys for making me feel happier about making me laugh at the situation.
This
'cause it's
podcast is a gay bomb.
Yeah.
It's been making me so sad.
Yeah, no, me too. Yesterday, it was bugging me all day until I got to the bordel, and I had told Maysoon, I go, it's been fucking with me all day. I've been seeing videos, and I saw the worst videos on Twitter. I had to mute. I told you I muted the word so it doesn't pop up anymore. I was like, this is crazy, but that's how Twitter is. They have those like uncensored shit, like beheadings and all that shit. And I was like, okay, I don't want to see any more of this. So I muted the words, and then the comedy, I was laughing. Then I would talk about it, laugh about it, just because
It's
there's nothing I could do to change it. So I'd rather laugh than fucking cry.
what worries me is whatever happening in the Middle East will not change. What worries me is that the people who don't live in the Middle East,
How they're gonna act here.
the
You heard about
it
Poseidon's
pushes-
biggest fear right now came true yesterday.
gay bombs.
No, that's a dream. There was the analyst for one of these defense corporations, and we was just talking about how he goes, you know that we have people that we were monitoring and then we lost contact with. There's like a lot of these fighters, these religious
Yeah.
extremists.
Over a
that-
million.
Over a million that have come into North America in the past couple of years, he goes. And now we're expecting stuff to happen all across North America in the next 14 months. But I don't know how fucking, that's what me and him were discussing. Like, you say that,
Yeah.
but isn't there always a fear that this could happen?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But why would they release that information? Why do the public need to know that
Yeah,
information?
but that's to
I
make
need to
us
know
shit
this.
our pants, yeah.
Well, why? Fear is a great way to control people. Maybe that's how they're like, again, really great psychopaths. They know how to use a bad situation to their advantage.
So they could be
Listen
doing
to the
it.
podcast, everybody. Listen
Yeah.
to the Goodnight Podcast.
But for real, they might be doing this just so that we can listen to, kind of like what they do with the pandemic. You get
Yeah.
so scared, you'll accept all kinds of
Yeah.
stupid shit that now, years later, we're like, ooh, that's embarrassing.
I don't think people, like, there's no big, giant people who control what's happening, but I think smart people know how
Take
to
advantage.
Take advantage.
That's what I think too. That's what makes the most sense.
Because I'm like, why not? You know, you want to control the people as much as possible. Listen to the Goodnight Podcast,
Yeah,
everybody.
become uncontrollable.
Listen to the, yeah.
Listen to
Like
the
Kanye
Goodnight-
West.
Yeah, like Kanye West.
Ugh, makes me so sad.
Kanye.
I just hope people will not get radicalized, because that's what happens. Everyone, the normal person is pushed into a radical position, whether it's Palestinian or Israeli. They just get pushed more and more and more. We're not getting together. We're just getting pushed to the extreme, because that's what's happened when people are chopping heads and dropping bombs onto schools. That's what happened. Of course,
Yeah.
I just
And you can't say
bomb.
now if I tell kids stay in school, it's like, are you trying to say you want us to get killed?
Yeah, what do you
So
think? It's like we're not American. We don't want to get killed at school.
Yeah. Different way. The Americans get killed way slower in school.
Yeah, it's more. What do you call it when you're not a
The
mass-
infrastructure's not damaged.
exactly.
More artistic.
Yeah, you
more
could clean up and start a new class a day later if you really wanted to.
You know, instead of buying a mass-produced, let's say, knife, you go to a knife maker and he makes it himself. What do you call that word?
Handcraft, artisan.
Artisan.
Blacksmith.
Exactly. It's artisan child murder in America, but in Gaza it's mass-produced child murder. Just we'll kill 100 at a time.
Yeah, but you don't got time for this one-on-one shit.
But it's artisan. It's the quality. You're like, ooh, a bullet to the head.
Tell me about your
Ooh.
Sundays, because I came and I bombed at your show on Sunday.
Yeah. I don't think
but-
you would bomb.
No.
We were
I
hearing
bombed,
the laughs.
but I had fun bombing. It wasn't a bad, but it was a
Yeah.
bomb. Half the crowd doesn't understand me. One lady got mad when I asked. I forgot about French, and remember? She's like, I speak French, but I don't like it. The Indian lady. I was like, what the fuck? Where'd you learn how to speak in India? In French in India? And it's like, you don't like it? Nope. Angry, like okay, whatever.
That show ended up becoming one of the most
Yeah.
fun shows, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Listen, I'm learning a lot. Like I'm learning, for example, bordel, I have to speak very slow and I have to articulate very well, because there's a lot of people in the crowd whose English is not their first language.
Yeah.
So the slower you talk, the more they'll understand. You got to give them a couple of, maybe half a second to process. At Sundays, it's the same thing. You have to be very slow. You have to explain maybe a bit more the concept. You have to be more animated, because
Yeah, they're like European and they need like gestures. And
exactly,
Shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm learning.
You're getting a lot of Germans.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's different seasons. Sometimes it's like French people.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like the Germans were missing for a while.
Yeah,
Now all of a sudden there's tons of Germans.
There's
Yeah.
just tons of Germans.
Yeah.
You know who said? People said that in Poland,
Yeah. Like they weren't here yesterday.
and then all of a sudden,
Just wow, dressed in cool suits. What's happening?
in cabaret, like, why is there so many Germans? What I'm surprised is that Germans now, after 70 years? No, 50, 60 years, they have a sense of humor. They make jokes. It's very dry. It's a bit British, but they
But
have a sense of humor.
But are you sure they're kidding?
It's funny. Maybe they're not kidding, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So they're slightly. It took that long for them to.
They're kidding. They can't.
They're getting there.
They're kidding. They're not.
They're not
serious.
actually going to kill those people.
Yeah,
I think it was a joke.
I hope so, but it's interesting to see. Like, oh, Germans have a sense of humor.
Yeah. Remember that story I told you yesterday about that guy Lars von?
Yeah.
Do you know Lars von Trier or whatever?
No, but that's a cool name.
Yeah, he like directs these like horror movies, and he's like from Germany, and he made a movie called Melancholia, starring Kirsten Dunst, and he was at Sundance, and someone in the audience asked this question, being like, "Oh, in your movie, it seems to have a lot of like Nazi imagery and Gothic imagery. Is this like
A motif,
deliberate.
yeah.
Is this like? And then he was like, well, and he's like super German. He's like, well, actually,
Is that from the Jewish lobby? The question? Where does it come from?
He's like, back in my young days, I thought I was a Jew, and I didn't like being a Jew. That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm just joking. And then I found out I was German. I was like, thank God. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm a Nazi. That's a joke. That's a joke. And it's like, this is... So look, that was 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So they weren't that
Yeah,
good at humor.
they weren't. They're trying to get into it.
And he lost his career. He's gone now. But he has the best clip of all time online of him and Kirsten Dunst and Stellan Skarsgård being like, "Shut the fuck up! This is your first mainstream movie, you fucking Nazi."
It's a PR nightmare.
Yeah, it's so good.
No, but it's good. It's good, honestly. A German guy to do Jewish jokes, that's up there with me doing gay Allah jokes. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah,
People
that was
are
a great clip. Yeah,
oh man, my mom got so pissed.
Oh yeah.
You posted a clip of you calling God gay.
No, let's let's not make it
You
short.
did.
Not this. I had a guy in the audience. His name was Ala, but I'm like, hey, what's your name? He's like Allah. I'm like, you can't. And I had a joke
His name is
about
God.
his name is Ala, but Allah, when you write the letters, it's like Allah. So he introduced himself as Allah. I'm like, you're walking around.
How do you pronounce it?
Allah. In Arabic, it's Allah.
As opposed to
But
Allah.
Allah. A-L-L-A-A. So it goes at Allah. So he says Allah. I'm like, dude, you can't walk around saying you're Allah. Because I was making a joke about him being in a gay movie.
Yeah.
So it's like a 4-minute clip. We got like 700 views, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Considering half the words I'm not supposed to say, I said them in the first 10 seconds. And my mom watched it. She's like, Amer, stop making
Clips.
Allah jokes.
Uh-huh.
Like she was still like, she took my hand like, Amer, if you want my love,
Wow.
you have
Whoa.
to stop. Because I think she's scared. She's scared that
You're gonna
something.
get your head cut off.
Exactly. She's like, and I'm like, I get it. But I won't.
You're like, yo, wait till you see the next one.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yo,
Yesterday,
Mohammed, what a queer. Am I right? Am I right? And she's like, God damn it, Amer.
We had that talk. So yeah, it's good to, because if you want to be German and you want to be funny, you can't start making jokes about pickles. You gotta go like,
You gotta go
okay.
hardcore.
Pickles.
Yeah, you gotta, and then
Yeah.
and then you move on to sauerkraut or whatever.
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
like, hey, put me on the map, the Third Reich map.
Yeah. Crazy.
What would you say as a German to get a hardcore, like you want to go on stage and just break the ice, that you
Yeah.
could joke about like World War II, the Holocaust and stuff? What would you say?
Sorry.
Ew,
Very, very sorry.
B.
But it depends who the audience is, right? Because if there's no Jews in the audience, you can't say sorry. Like that, it
Well,
would
if
be
you're
hard.
a prop comic, I would wear a kippa with the Nazi.
Even that.
Why
that's-
can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Oh, it's
Hey,
horrible. No one.
I wonder if I could write for like, if they could do my delivery, like if I would write for a German comic, be like, look, people are gonna think you're cool if you do this.
Say that again. You
Like
want?
if I could write jokes for a German comic
Yeah.
and they could do the delivery properly, because I think if you deliver it too German, it might always come out weird.
In
If it
German
goes,
or in English?
I like my schnitzel the way I like my Jews, crispy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
if he does something
Yeah.
like that, but in a weird way,
Yeah.
it might come off as super. Oh, this guy still hates Jews. Like it might come off like that. So even though we in our heads, because of the way we have comedy, we could joke about anything.
Yeah.
We have an angle, and they might deliver it too aggressively.
Yeah.
And it might still sound completely racist.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. But this is how you would get the attention.
But I guess they have to break out of it at some point.
I think if you do this to counter effect, you have to give all your money to like a Holocaust museum.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every money, like, all right, guys, I'm gonna do these jokes, but
Here's my drink ticket.
here's
So he just gives us German drink tickets.
Stein beer.
you have to like balance it out by being like the most pro-Israel German that ever lived.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Then that would
I'm
suck.
talking about
Just-
me, I guess.
Just do your thing.
Yeah.
Just do your thing. Make your jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, you were a real adult at some point. You had a real job.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
Good old days when you had money. You were helping build satellites. Is that
Yes.
correct? I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How high? You know the Van Allen radiation belt?
I didn't work on rockets. I worked on satellites, but
Oh,
yeah,
but satellites are lower
I think so.
than
Yeah.
where rockets go. What do you know about the Van Allen radiation
Nothing.
belt? Okay.
I'm a structural engineer.
And you didn't have to
No, I
think
didn't-
about
I
it because it
didn't-
doesn't go that high.
The satellites go on rockets and then they go into space. Rocket engineering, it's a completely like you'll need like a astronomer or something, or like a rocket scientist.
What about an astrologer? I could get that.
Yeah, astronomer, like
Astrology.
Pisces. If it falls in the Pisces, what's happening with the?
Because the last episode I had was with a conspiracy guy who he's the guy who's been talking about how the moon landing's fake for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
He actually has a very good documentary. But one of the things, because a lot of stuff is like nonsense and you know, you could go back and forth. But one of the things that always does get me is the Van Allen radiation belt. Because in order to get to the moon, you have to pass that.
Yeah.
But every couple of years, you see stuff from NASA comes out, and they'll say, "Oh, you know, once we figure out how to get past that, because right now it's too dangerous. You get past it, you die." It's like, but you can't say we went to the moon, and then in the same sentence be like, "It's impossible to pass that because you're gonna die." Those are two completely different things. So I'm always like, "Well, what is it? How dangerous is it?" I gotta talk to someone who knows.
Do you know? Like, can you prove like that? You said that when NASA says that you cannot.
There's a video. It's the one that I saw last was a woman astronaut. She was saying,
that's the problem.
I didn't think about that.
That's what the flat earthers mean when they say the firmament.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
The firmament.
Oh.
That's the Van Allen radiation belt.
I don't trust anything that Van Allen.
Van Allen.
What is this Nazi?
Besides, you want to read it so
radiation
people know.
belt?
Sounds like a rock band.
The Van Allen radiation.
The Van Allen radiation belt is a zone of energetic charged particles, most of which originate from the solar wind. The particles are captured by and held around a planet by that planet's magnetic field.
Magnets, baby.
It surrounds Earth, containing a nearly impenetrable barrier that prevents the fastest, most energetic electrons from reaching Earth.
Ooh.
The outer belt is made up of billions of high-energy particles that originate from the sun and become trapped in Earth's magnetic field.
Okay, if you Google now moon landing, how did they beat radiation belt? Is it just like, we put foam on the walls?
Oh, I'm gonna go crazy. Because they say that we can't do it now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. How they do it in the 60s.
Or is it like, okay, you know, like when you travel by plane, you get X amount of X-rays and you just accept it?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's that they.
You mean when you go through the metal detectors?
No. When you take a plane, you get radiation.
Yeah, you get radiation from the sky. And
from the
shit.
sky or whatever. Like
This is news to me, number one.
taking a plane ride is equivalent to like 50 X-rays or whatever, something like that.
Pilots
Never
all
heard that?
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's certain
Holy
times of the
fuck,
year
that
it's
scares the
less
shit.
strong or something.
Because I fly a lot, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, just accept it.
No, you're fine though. No. It's not 50 X-rays. You're fine.
Apparently,
50 X-rays?
I go to the dentist. I get 50 X-rays.
Yeah, but he walks out of the room after one.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. He's like, let's take a photo, and then he runs away to another building.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He takes an X-ray
He
of you.
sends in the Mexican receptionist to press the button.
Hola, señor. ¿Qué tal?
apparently, the Apollo missions followed ballistic trajectories. So for missiles that made it through that little layer, they passed through the belts very quickly, which reduced the risk from this population.
I could kind of believe that.
I think it's maybe like they want astronauts to keep going back and forth, right?
And they haven't figured out how to do that.
Because they're not just going to go to the moon and be like, we're at the moon again. Yay. No, they want to build like a base and they want to ship shit there. It's going to be not.
I think if you ship stuff to the moon, the only reason would be to build something so that then you could not be on the moon and go to like another planet. There's no reason to chill on the moon.
Well, they have
what we
fucking,
need.
the Antarctic has like scientists looking at snow all day, you know, like
What
Pyramids.
We need
Is that what they're looking at? Snow all day? These cocksuckers?
yeah, snow
Like,
and,
whoa, look at this.
and penguins and shit.
Those are my tax dollars.
How does this pen?
They're making freezes. What we need is a third world country to go to the moon.
Yeah,
Like,
India did it.
India, because third world countries, they'll be like, look at what my children did. You know what I mean? Like they would be so proud.
They're so proud.
So they wouldn't fake it. So
Well, I don't know. India, that seemed fake as fuck. Did you see the videos?
I saw photos, but they didn't. Well, they went, I think, on the other side, right? Or on the South Pole or North Pole.
Oh yeah,
I have no idea, bro. It's all.
Because they went on these poles because apparently these are the chances of finding water would be highest on the poles for some XY reason. And if you want to establish a base, you need liquid.
That's the problem. That's the problem with the Indians, though. Like, there's a lot more water on Earth.
Yeah, and they don't shower.
Like, they literally could have stayed here and found water. That's crazy.
Yeah, but they shit in that and whatever, like the river.
You really hate Indians. You still hate Indians.
I love Indian. My ex was Pakistani. I love Indians.
My ex is Pakistani, so I love Indians, but I don't like the Pakistanis. Let me tell you.
It's like they go to the moon and it's really just an Indian Twitch streamer playing Starfield or whatever.
Yeah, they want to establish a new phone.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Fido. My name is Mike Johnson.
Yeah,
How can I help you?
they're trying to establish the Canadian Revenue Agency offices up there.
Dude, it's a long line. That's a fucking long line.
Dude, you've been getting these calls still?
Yeah. I need to change my phone number.
It won't
tired.
change. I think it's
No?
like a randomizer. It'll find your number and then call you. And then the best is right away that it's fake. Yes, I'm Dylan from Mississauga. It's like you're not Dylan, bro.
But do you pick up the phone when you don't recognize the number?
Rarely.
Never.
You know what I started doing? I'll answer and I'll just put it on speaker right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's muted on my side and then wait. Either they just hang up or if they start like, hello, then you're like, that's not for me, dog.
The best is because when they play their stupid messages,
Yeah.
sometimes you can hear them breathing on the other side.
They're jacking off.
Or like you'll hear the click,
Hello.
and you know he's waiting for you to say something.
Sanjay, I look at this, Bobs and Vahins right here. Bobs and
Yeah, sometimes I say, I know you're there, motherfucker.
which is crazy.
Yeah, it's okay. It's harmless.
Yeah, it's cute.
I mean, they'll get 1 out of 10 million people,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
It's always your grandma.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's why we should
Dumb
take,
bitch.
take the phone from your grandma.
Take your phone
Yeah.
from her.
Yeah, that's it.
Lock her out of all her accounts.
Lock her in the closet.
There's cool videos.
Why is she in the closet? She keeps falling for these fucking scams.
Yeah, that's the solution. That's like that's the Israeli
Every
solution.
Pakistani in the tri-state area has gift cards because of her.
By putting your grandma in a closet, that's the Israeli situation, like solution.
Yeah.
Like the Gaza Strip. They're killing us. Let's just lock them. They can't escape, and that's
Oh,
it.
shit.
That's the Israeli solution to your grandma problem.
What is your prediction? You think we're gonna ever have peace over there?
I think there's I believe in peace. I'd like to be positive. I think we just need better leadership, as they say. We need a gay bomb, and we need better leadership. And it's not going to happen for sure in the next 10 years because
They hate each other.
no, but the wound is so fresh. You cannot there's no one right now on either side that's going to go like guys. Hamas does not represent Palestine.
Netanyahu does not represent the Israelis. Yo,
No,
by the way,
no, Netanyahu does right
Hold
now.
on, I have a
it
question.
does, yeah,
I saw on TikTok a rabbi,
Rabbi,
but he's a Hasidic Jew.
and he's twerking. Okay,
No, it wasn't working. I have another question about the dancing Jews, but I'll ask Josh Shapiro tomorrow. And he was talking about how, religious Jews
yeah.
don't want Israel to exist.
Yeah, there's a small faction of.
What is that about?
I don't know, man. They all believe in magic books.
Yeah, isn't it insane?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He goes, it's written that we're not supposed to have a homeland. So if you support having a homeland, that
Yeah.
goes against what was written here. It's like, yeah, but that was written when
And what's funny is that
when people thought that it rains because God's angry.
there's people on the Arabic side who will, first they'll say yeah, what you're saying in your book, this is, but you can't base it on, atheist Arabs. They'll say you're basing the fact that Israel's supposed to be here based on those books that no one believes in. How dare you say this? You cannot use this to steal people's land. But the same Arabs will share that video of a rabbi saying, in the books they said Israel should not exist here. You're like, but you can't use I don't believe
when
in
you
the
want
book,
and-
when you want. That's not
Yeah.
the solution. There's no solution.
That's not the Middle Eastern solution, you think?
Again, you're asking me to solve a problem that is ongoing.
This is
Come
why
on,
I'm
Amer.
asking you to solve it, because you were a man of science.
Yeah,
You work on satellites, then you became a man of chuckles.
yeah.
You've seen it all.
The solution would be, the thing is, the history has shown us that there have been people on both sides that were pro peace. That one all right, we have to accept where we are right now. We have to forget the past.
Propus, isn't that the skin on the penis?
Peace. Which is funny because none of them
Exactly.
have one. Hey.
Yeah. So the ones that were that, very suspicious.
Exactly. Before you discuss peace, you have to look at their penises. You're like, hey, has a prépuce. Pro peace. Sorry. You see, I have to learn how to enunciate because it's becoming, the French cast has ruined him.
Oh, God.
Ruined me.
All that money flowing in his pocket. But yeah, so there have been men on both sides that were pro peace, but they all got murdered. You know, there was a couple of Israeli ones, I forgot their names. They got murdered because they're like, let's discuss peace. Let's discuss how everyone can be safe.
Drop a gay bomb on this guy.
And then someone murdered them. So, and the thing is now it's like a new cash cow, this situation, because now there's so many companies making money, selling weapons. America is sending millions of, I think they sent like a huge aircraft carrier now to Israel.
Oh
to
yeah,
help them. If you
in the
Google
Mediterranean.
it, Poseidon, you see it like there's so.
Oh, yeah. I saw that TikTok. It's like them hanging by the beach and that fucking aircraft carrier. Yeah.
There's so much money. So again, you have to remember, if your God is money, people dying don't mean anything to you. Your God is money. You know what I mean? Like it's a different. It's not your 10 Commandments is different than the 10 Commandments of
what the rest of the world is using.
the rest of Abrahamic religion. So if your God is money, there's so much money in war.
Yo, Malaysia, that place is weird.
What? So you lost me for a second.
What do you know about Malaysia?
I don't know. I know it's the
Why?
biggest Muslim country in the world.
That
right?
is an interesting spot.
I don't know much about
Go
Malaysia.
look
It's
at
crazy.
Malaysia. Yeah, Malaysia's insane.
I think it's just
Indonesia too is crazy.
Yeah, no one
Like,
looks at that place because
crazy. I mean, I don't mean they're lunatics.
Look
I
at
mean
this.
like it's crazy.
Look
Like
at
if you look
this.
at those places.
Fuck off.
Wait, South Florida news.
Look at this. Look at that. Look at the engineering that went behind that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look at this war machine.
pretty.
This is a war machine. This is
that's a mobile basketball court. Why you gotta be like that?
Look at this. Oh, that's the only photo.
I'm trying to find
I don't think they'll find many photos. It is a weapon.
Yeah, and also it's normally deep into like the ocean. Like for you,
When I was in Lebanon in 2006, and I don't know if you guys remember 2006.
that was a good year.
I was in Lebanon with Guillaume, and the Hezbollah decided to kidnap a few soldiers, and then Israel was like, "You don't kidnap our kids," and they just leveled Beirut and a few cities in Lebanon.
Christ.
I
Yeah.
was at the beach. I was in Tripoli. I was dating a girl who had like a beach house, a beach condo, and you look in the water and
Right.
you would see Israeli boats
Oh.
floating. Yeah,
Israeli boats floating. What do you mean?
because
They were destroyed?
no, you would
On
have
their way.
Israeli like similar air like.
Oh, they weren't floating. Like they were
They were like on their
aircraft.
way.
They
to
just-
fucking-
no,
Like
but
battleships.
Yeah, battleship. They just had because they had bases, right?
Holy
so you
shit.
had like battle because a lot of attacks were done by planes. That's
Yeah.
that's
That's the way.
Modern
That's the
war.
modern way. Yeah.
Modern war is with F-16s or whatever. So you would see them. You're like, holy moly, I could see them.
Holy shit! And then you'd see bombs getting dropped.
I didn't see bombs getting dropped, but
Did you hear them?
when I was in Beirut, I saw the result because I wasn't staying in Beirut. I was staying in Tripoli, which is like a city up north. But when I went to Beirut, I'm like, oh yeah, that's when I arrived in Lebanon before the attack happened. I'm like, oh my god, Lebanon is reconstructed. It's beautiful. I don't recognize it. But when I left and I saw everything destroyed, I'm like, oh, that's the
that's my
Lebanon.
hometown.
That's my hometown. That's my home. Yeah, that's 2006. I
OG.
could not escape the Middle East. It's insane. When I was in Israel and I was going to like an old ancient city, we were on a bus in the desert, and I saw F-16s flying over me. I'm like, oh fuck,
Wow.
where are they going?
Fuck, dude, that's scary.
Yo.
yeah. These are the stories I don't share with my mom
Yeah, fuck.
because I was thinking of going back. I was thinking like, oh, I want to go back. I want to go back to Jerusalem.
Like
I
to
want
live there or to visit?
no, to visit. I want to visit there. I want to go to Petra in Jordan. I like archaeology. I'm a
Yeah,
big fan
yeah.
of archaeology. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking of going back. And then I hear this. I'm like, I'm gonna wait a couple of years. I think I'm gonna wait.
But there's a lot of spots that I'd like to visit that I know I'm never gonna go to. Like I know I'm never gonna visit Saudi Arabia.
No, as a man, you're fine.
No, I talk a lot of shit.
You'll be fine. You're still a man. It's okay.
Thank you.
You're a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll let you in. You're like,
I don't
"Alright."
know. No, they'll let me in.
But if I was able to go in Israel, I
Yeah.
think you should be fine going into. Yeah.
Saudi.
maybe if they do one Google search, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Well,
What do you want to do in Saudi Arabia?
murder children?
I just want to visit everything.
Uh-huh.
That's where they have. I think isn't that where Mecca is?
Yes.
Isn't- yeah.
But you won't be allowed to get in.
I don't want to go in, bro.
That's the whole point. You just want to see it from the outside.
The outside, I get to see. What do I see from the outside? Can I see the
If you
big
take
black
out-
stone?
there's a few hotels that are surrounding it. You see it you see the stone and you see people turning around it.
Yeah.
But I would like to visit it.
I don't want to
but
go
think-
inside with these lunatics. I want to be at a distance.
We went all the way there.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Just that line. You're like, no. Stay in Park X, bro. I wish I would say avoid Saint Laurent. Avoid Ville Saint Laurent for the next couple of months. Some Côte de Neige.
No, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I will. That region, I would like to go to Iran. Iran is like one of the oldest countries in the world, man. I would like to visit Iran.
I want to go see the
Qatar,
Persians. Yeah.
Libya. I would like to go to Libya.
Qatar don't go. There's nothing to see in Qatar.
I would like to see it, man. It's just so old. Libya, Qatar. The way from what
Qatar's
I
not
heard,
that old.
from what I heard, none of that region is very old. From what I heard, all these countries are getting modernized. Like
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, huge buildings, very modern.
They're building that mile-long.
Mile-long
Did
class.
you see that thing? That
It's true.
mile-long?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna build it for real.
Oh, it looks amazing. I want to live there.
The
Like, if I-
Emirates looks super, futuristics. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, but apparently Qatar, what they're doing is that we're just gonna keep it like the tourism. We're gonna keep it as if you're back in the 1400s. You know.
Whoa.
like
no, right.
I think if you Google Qatar, you'll see like Qatar tourism. It's not like Saudi Arabia where they have like flying Ferraris or whatever. It's
Okay,
like
yeah.
Just
Isn't that the Emiratis that have that stuff?
yeah, Emirati is Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Like so you see, they keep it very.
It's pretty cool. It's like Disney
God.
World where it's
Wait,
safe, but it's like your
what is
Mary
this?
Poppins
That's
land or
not-
something.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Whoa, bro.
So you see, they're keeping it
I hear
deserty.
good things about the
That is
Emirates.
sick.
They tell me if I ever go that is the safest place in the world.
Yeah. And you can shit on like Instagram models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap?
10,000.
Yeah, it's cheap for them.
Ask your mom. Hey.
Yeah, I know.
High five. No, it's cheap for them. Like, but the
Yeah, of
money there
course.
is insane. What could you do? Do you think I could go there and start a podcast studio?
It's fucking Halo.
You can start a podcast studio. I don't know how much freedom of speech. Well, let's see what Trudeau does in the next couple of years. And if in the next couple of years you still have your podcast, then yeah, you can probably do it in Saudi
Whatever
Arabia.
he does, don't worry. I'm gonna become Delaware's best podcast.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. Don't you worry.
You're just going to put an American flag behind you.
Yeah.
Just the same. Just we don't know.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Geneva International Motor Show. Where are we?
What? The,
Visit Qatar.
I'd like to go there. There's so many, like
see if they have
Iran
pictures.
is gorgeous. I
Iran?
would love to go to Iran. Iran has like so much history. Afghanistan, they have a bunch of archaeological sites that just no one goes there because everyone's scared. Look at this. Wow. Iran is gorgeous.
fuck, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just go to like Italy.
Yeah, white people. Places.
I go
It's
nice
okay.
white people safe places.
But a lot of these places, like if they're not demolished by war, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the nice thing about archaeological sites. Most of them, they already. It's sad, man. Like when the Taliban took over Afghanistan, they started breaking down statues that are like
Yeah,
thousands
that's
of
what
years
ISIS
old.
did too in Syria and all
Yeah.
that. They said
It's
that.
very sad. Syria, another place I would love.
And they
to
were
go.
these were old Mesopotamian,
Yeah.
like Sumerian stuff that they destroyed.
Buddhist temples. They're like, oh, this is a false god. This is storage. Look at this.
Whoa.
Look at beautiful. Imagine you see
That's
a
nice.
photo of Muhammad Ali. Ali
This-
Muhammadi.
Ali Muhammad, Wait, this is Iran. This is
Yeah.
nice, man.
Yeah.
Another country that was awesome up until the CIA decided to put in a Islamic hardcore dictator. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It's the CIA that problem, and now they're like, this guy's an asshole. You gave them the power.
Well, that's what always happens, you know. But well, that's also like that's Toronto, no?
That looks
No,
just
but
like
but
Toronto.
they do have a tower like
They
this.
have a
Yeah.
CN tower.
Yeah, that looks just like Toronto. They're speaking the same language too. Crazy.
Shit.
Look at this. Look at. Oh my God.
They have a mock Empire State Building.
How do you, that doesn't look
What
like
are we in
Empire
China?
State.
Yeah, a bit, no?
No.
I would love to go there. Oh my God, there's so many places.
Well,
to
who's
visit.
stopping you right now? You're allowed. You speak the language.
Well, I'm waiting for my passport to.
You understand
expire.
Farsi a bit?
No,
Oh, at all?
no, of
But
course.
they speak Arabic?
No, they don't. It's a complete.
Oh, so you're gonna get fucked when you go there. How are you gonna communicate?
It's okay, dude. I went to Israel. they don't speak.
Yeah, but they all speak English.
Yeah, but they speak English as well. Plus, you know, what's the question I'm gonna ask? Like a mosque, 14-year-old girl. There's just easy things.
regular question,
Regular question that you ask. No, it's enough. Listen, with a friendly smile, man. And my dad is Shia, so, and they're very Shia. Like that's the type of Islam they have. So I should be fine.
They're all
I'm not
Shia?
scared. Plus, if I die, just my parents are gonna be sad and like maybe Gabe.
Yeah.
Who are the aggressive ones? The Shias or the Sunnis?
Stereotypically speaking, people say the Shia.
What do you mean people say? Who's doing the beheadings?
I think ISIS is Sunni. Do you mind checking Poseidon? I think ISIS is Sunni. Hezbollah is Shia.
Is that really the Google search? Who are the aggressive Muslims?
No, I wouldn't. That's not the question I wanted.
It's just a picture of Mike Tyson punching someone.
Honestly,
He doesn't know how to Google search.
Justin
no, I'm just
Trudeau
fucking
is
around.
following this podcast search history. He's watching it right now. He's like, guys, he's like stuck in a cock. And he's like,
Yeah.
guys, we need to stop. We need to stop this. I think if you type ISIS, Sunni or Shia, I think ISIS is Sunni, Hezbollah is Shia. And I'm sure Hezbollah is Shia. I'm pretty sure.
What does it say? Sunni Muslims believe that the Prophet did not explicitly
No, just
declare
type,
a
it's
successor.
ISIS Sunni. Just type, is ISIS Sunni?
Click on it. Click on the Wackapeeds.
Is ISIS Sunni? And yeah. I want to do a comedy show with that flag behind me.
People have made photoshops of me with that flag.
Yeah.
when it first started, when it popped off years ago, I remember someone had made one. It was so funny. It was basically like, that's what Pantelis is up to, and it was me with all of them on a like in the desert, like on a, and it looked pretty good. It looked hilarious. Yeah.
So maybe okay. So we're weighing here the pros and
Yeah, they're
cons.
Sunnis.
Would
ISIS
would
is
Pantelis
Sunnis.
be able to enter Saudi Arabia?
It doesn't look like it.
That's a yes.
That's a yes. That one's a yes.
That one's a yes. So I think ISIS Sunni. I think Hezbollah is Shia. Actually, I'm pretty sure Hezbollah is Shia because
Yeah, I know that they're two different stuff. What's Iran? Shia?
Iran is Shia.
What's oh, that means that Hamas is Sunni.
I don't know.
Because I know that whatever the religion is, I know that traditionally they hate each other, but they're
Yeah.
working together because they both hate Israel.
The enemy of my enemy is my
Yeah.
friend or whatever.
Yeah,
what's
they're Shia.
Yeah, Hezbollah is Shia and ISIS is Sunni. But
So
still
Sunni
Muslim.
are the aggressive ones.
In Lebanon, Hezbollah is like the powerful Muslim,
And they're Shia.
and they're Shia. So in Lebanon,
The aggressive ones are them.
one could say that the aggressive ones are there.
Interesting. So they're both aggressive.
Yeah, they're Arabs. The fuck do you mean they're aggressive?
No, because
the fuck
it's-
do you
because-
mean, Pantelis?
Because I know tons of Muslims that their
Throw a
whole
fat
thing
one,
is
yeah.
you can't kill anyone.
yeah,
like,
that's of
they're like
course.
Batman.
It's an Abrahamic religion. You're not supposed to kill anyone. The
But
Ten
that-
Commandments are the same
Oh,
for
it's true.
everyone in
You're
that
not
region.
supposed to kill them. It's true. It's not
You
just
know? But then Islam is a oh boy, we got to be careful how we phrase this.
Oh, you trying to get into Saudi Arabia too?
Well, I can't. I went to Israel. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like I'm waiting for my passport to expire so that I can, once it's expired, then because I went to Israel.
Oh, you're not allowed?
90%.
How would they know?
90, because I think probably they say if it's stamped, but what is this? 1942. I think if they scan it, they can see the countries you visit. And if they see Israel, you're not allowed to enter certain Arabic countries.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to go to Egypt again. That's my next. I think Egypt I can enter if I entered Israel. I got to
Egypt is very aggressive now too.
Well, 2 tourists just got killed.
I saw that.
And,
That was insane. Can you describe that for us?
Well, I got a hard on when I read it, but other than no, I just read the headline.
I heard a police officer, an
police-
Egyptian police officer. There was 2 Israeli tourists. He's like, "Yo, the war's popping off. Let's go!" And he killed them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the anger, man. You gotta
That's crazy.
the anger of seeing because it's so interesting. Again, watching people watch the war. You'll see, like, for example, combat footage. If you go to Reddit, you'll see combat footage. Israeli combat footage is
From the skies.
thermal cameras, super high tech, and then the plane leaves. Then you watch
Palestinian footage is just Mia
like-
Khalifa's Twitter feed.
Yeah.
it's someone on his Samsung with a gun in the other
Getting
hand going Allahu Akbar. It's just different angles of murder, but it's all murder. But it's just interesting to see when someone is
much
killing
death.
like this, it just looks more scary.
This is crazy. No, I don't want to see it.
see
Poseidon,
this.
I muted words purposely because
Yeah.
I'm tired of this
Like,
shit.
I've
Bro, it's
never-
just human
yeah.
beings dying, but it's horrible.
I've never been pro trigger warning, but for the first time, I have friends who are on the left, very leftist, they them kind of people, and
They're saying some crazy shit.
well, they use TW, like trigger warning, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, come on, what is this? What are you, a pussy, bro? Fucking. And now it's like a trigger warning. The situation, I'm like, I'm not going to read this. Thank you for trigger warning me. I do not wish to be triggered.
By the way, a lot of these hardcore leftists now that I thought were pro peace are saying some crazy hardcore shit. Have you seen this?
Well, yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, again, we're talking about it on the podcast, thegoodnightpodcast.com. Right now, there's a war happening on social media. What's the next Ukraine?
Yeah.
Some people are saying, oh, no, Palestine is the next Ukraine because the invasion, blah, blah, blah. But some people are saying Israel is the next Ukraine.
It is nuts what's happening.
How can you virtue signal properly
Yeah.
which one is the next Ukraine? Because everyone is pro-Ukraine. 99% of the people are pro-Ukraine.
I'm not pro-Ukraine.
But the thing is,
I'm pro Georgia. I want Georgia to rise up and take both those fuckers out.
good food. the Ukraine now, it's if you look at now, like what happened the last few days, Israel is Ukraine.
In the context of a week.
The last few days, exactly. But if you turn the pages of history 6 months ago, you're like, oh no, Palestine. So Ukraine now is like the gender fluid. Someday Israel is Ukraine, someday Palestine is Ukraine. It's Ukraine fluid. You never know, So you got to be careful when you state an opinion. That's why you should be pro peace.
Yes.
And have a
Be a human being.
hugging event. We need Israelis and Palestinians who believe. I said Israelis and Palestinians who believe
Poseidon,
in peace.
look up Turkmenistan. You want to see some wild ass buildings?
Oh, that's
I
another
think I
place
know
I
what
would
you're
love to
talking
visit.
about.
Yeah.
Turkmenistan official buildings. If you love architecture,
Look at this. Look at that beautiful turquoise.
their library. If you go look at, they have a giant library that's a shape of a book.
Yeah, no one can read though. So it's
Yeah, no, it's true. No one can read. Yeah, that's is that they have these.
their president was quite wacky. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
still
very
there.
wacky.
This is weird. I've never
Look
seen
at this.
buildings
It's
like
beautiful.
Yeah, they're.
I like history. This is nice. I would like to visit it, but I like history. I want to see like this is an old castle from King Solomon.
Oh, also, just a side note, because we're talking about all this. You know what no one's talking about is the Armenians are getting slaughtered.
Oh yeah, they need a better PR.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Not
They
good at
need-
marketing.
Not good at
The
marketing.
Armenians are getting slaughtered right now. They're losing land, and no one's talking about it. Look at this. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just that here, this is the kind of place that will cut my head off.
This?
Yeah, this guy doesn't fuck around, that leader.
But
like,
have
at
you
all.
done? Have you said anything wrong about Turkmenistan, about their president?
They could feel how I feel about him.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then you shouldn't even leave the studio apartment.
No, I mean, I don't like dictators.
Yeah.
I think what he's built there is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Just so you know,
I would-
you need a dictator to end up with this.
That's
you need
true.
slavery. Look at every beautiful thing that was ever built. Like when I was in Israel, I visited a castle, and I was asking the guy like, "Who built this?" He's like, "Oh, it's all slavery. Everything built by the Roman, by the Roman Empire. The Greek Empire was built with slaves."
Look at
There's
all these, all that green. It's like Valerie Plant's wet dream right here.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
everyone's biking there. They're all have cars.
Oh, did you have guys? We have, that's so rare. We have two Park X residents.
What's up, dog?
Did you guys hear about the parking situation?
Did you see?
I would love to hear you guys' opinion on
I'm
this.
very angry about this. I drive there. It feels they turned it into a war zone. All you see is people now, these Muslim women who are complaining. They're like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you ruining my life?" And I watch these women. I'm like, I'm with this woman right now. My heart breaks. She did everything she could. They settled in there. They're like, we have a good place. We have, and then the neighborhood now is like, I live here. She goes like, and I come out in front of my house, and it's like a triathlon. What the fuck's happening? This is crazy. I get it. I get 100%, and it doesn't make any sense. They took streets. They didn't do any research. Could go two sides and park. Now halfway down the block, you can only go one direction, and there's there's kids trying to come out of school, but there's bikes that are crossing without stopping on the stop sign. It's anarchy.
Yeah, and what actually just really pisses me off though is people online are saying you can't take your private property and put it on public property. Really, that's just like from the point of view of someone who has like the ability to house their car, which is like a classist issue.
Wait, what did they
right?
say? Repeat that.
Like private property, like your car, like
Yeah.
you shouldn't have the right to then park it on public property, like the street, right?
But you pay for that street.
But this is
It's
what
called
all these
taxes.
people are saying. Like, oh, this is great what they're doing. Why have this is private property? You should store it in your own private
Where
property.
would you store it?
Exactly. This
There's
is like
a building that
classist
houses
issue.
400 people
Yeah.
on one block.
Yeah.
Let's say if each of those has a car, where are you gonna fucking?
Yeah, it's crazy. No. It's like borderline like classist racist, like what they're trying to do to these people. My mom doesn't want to even like take her car anymore. She's never.
Where am I gonna find parking? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty
you understand,
brutal.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
discourage people from using their cars. I was thinking about it yesterday. It's funny. This is the Western world. The Western world is always 50 or 100 years in advance from the world where we come from, the Middle East,
Mm-hmm.
Greece and Italy. This is what makes the Western world so good. When our parents, you immigrated here, or did your parents immigrate here?
My parents.
Okay, so your parents immigrated here because they were looking for a better life.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, that's the better life they were looking for. So the better life they have now is approximately equal to the better life you could have now or maybe 10 years ago in our world where we come from.
Okay.
So in order for the Western world to always be advanced, because if you think about it, like just
We have to
imagine
send these people back in anger because they don't
they
find parking.
have to adapt to Western culture is that we're trying to create a utopia. Maybe you don't have
No,
the
hold on.
freedom
I'm
you
going
want.
to stop you right there.
Yeah.
Western culture,
Yeah, like
Western
North America-
culture,
Yeah,
bikes in
Yeah.
the winter, cycling around. That's Chinese. This is not Western culture. Western culture is not. Western culture is you have the Times Square parks, all that.
and
It's
flying cars, like the future. No, but seriously, the future you imagine, like cars and air,
Yeah.
like you have to sacrifice certain freedoms, like having a car, in order to create this utopia.
I'm gonna move to America.
From our world, like in the Middle East, you go and I'm sure you've seen videos of like Arabs in the desert driving on 2 wheels, and the cops like, hey, come on, guys, come on.
minimum 3 wheels.
Come on, you can't. You know what I mean? Like that we have in the Middle East, we have that freedom. Like, come on, guys, you can't.
The Fast and the Fahahuris.
They have a gun, and that's fucking hilarious. They have a gun, and they're like at a wedding.
Yeah.
Us too, yeah.
Yeah, and then the cop, guys, come on, people are trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Come on, just put the gun down. Like that's a freedom
Yeah.
that you have there,
Oh my God.
but you can't have that here because we're trying to create this utopia where it's like flying
Laws
cars.
and-
But the thing is, to move in that direction, people are gonna get grumpy. It's like when I don't know, maybe 60 years ago, women joined the workforce.
I'm still angry about that.
Exactly. Because
I don't know. I'm kind of happy. Get to work, bitch.
No, but in the sense that if you think about it, for men, for white men, back then it must have been heaven. You're just working with someone who has the same mentality as you.
Just dudes being
Just
dudes.
dudes being dudes.
Thursdays you do questionable things.
You
but
would have
the-
been considered an N-word, just so you know. As
I
a
know.
Greek, you're
That's
like,
what I'm saying. That's what
Go open a deli, you monkey.
But I said it yesterday at the lodge and they laughed, the French guys, because they knew what I was talking about. Because they're like, oh, white guy for me. I go, really? Because 5 years ago you weren't calling me a white guy. Now magically I've joined the team.
And as I said, because you started hitting 6 figures, now you're white. That's now you're welcome. So 100 years ago, when women started joining the workforce, or even I've seen videos like Radio Canada was filming men, asking them what do they think about now that allowing women in bars, and they're like, well, we can't say what we want.
Yeah.
We can't have their language. We feel like they're encroaching in our spaces,
That's interesting.
and then you just end up accepting it because of course women are supposed like they're equals. If you want to create an equal society, then of course you're gonna have to piss off. So this.
Imagine going to a bar and there's no chicks.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be called a shisha place.
Oh, yeah.
You go to shisha place, just old men sitting and smoking.
It's kind of true though. I kind of do like just sitting in a shitty bar.
I like
just
both those things. I like going to a bar and hopefully there's women.
Yeah.
But I do like just chilling with the boys.
Oh, then okay. Again, this is a good thing about going to Saudi Arabia. We put it in the maybe they'll let you in file.
But here's the thing though. I want to be able to say whatever I want.
Yeah.
I'm very freedom oriented. Or I can do that, especially in the States, let's say whatever I want. Saudi Arabia, I'm like, dude, it's just me as the prince looking kind of fucking flamboyant. They'd
Yeah,
be like,
well, yeah, you can't say that.
we're taking your hands.
Yeah.
Also, you have to remember, where does power come from? Power comes, I'm noticing it. Power comes from, like, if you put money in people's pocket, you can control them,
Yeah.
right? So in Saudi Arabia, the monarchy gives so much money. So
They're going
everyone's
to pay
like,
me to shut up.
it's citizens.
I'll take it.
You're not a
That's
citizen.
not bad. That's
You're
what we're
nothing.
gonna
I'll
say.
take that money.
Paycheck and just do Seinfeld bits or whatever.
They'd be like, listen, Pantelis, here's what's going to happen. You're going to come here for 1 year, $10 million, do your podcast. You never talk shit about us. I'll be like, yo, where do I sign, dog?
But why would you need to do a podcast? Why would
You had me at pajamas. Let's fucking do this.
I don't have to wear a belt anymore.
You're gonna do like commentary for their soccer teams and shit.
I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be the sickest shit. You're the PGA, the face of the new PGA. Or whatever.
Pantelis is wearing the thing with the like, Salam alaikum, brothers and
How
sisters.
funny would that be? For 1 year and on my podcast, I do it like that?
He changed the name from
moment you
Pantelis
get
to
Halloween every day, man.
Pantelis.
No,
It's
I
not a
already
P,
know.
it's a B.
I already know my
Pantelis.
name over there. See, Jafar Al Yunani.
And the moment
What do
you
you think?
Yeah.
And then the
Al-Yunani
next
means
year,
the Greek
it's
guy.
the return of Jafar.
Jafar Al Yunani. It'll be amazing. Jafar the Greek.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh God, that
and
would
then
be
the
hilarious.
moment he gets back from there, he's like talking all kinds of shit. It's like, yo, these motherfuckers are crazy.
No, I
Listen,
think.
man,
No,
Khashoggi,
just
they
fucking
got
around.
Khashoggi or whatever
Yeah,
his name is.
in Turkey though. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go to Turkey.
Yeah,
But no, I think I can
They
have
just
fun.
killed an Indian, bro. They'll get you.
I knew a Saudi, like a real Saudi, like not people who claim, like a real Saudi from
Yeah.
the families and stuff. Fucking dope ass dude, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Cool, smart, like.
Of course, they're well educated.
yeah.
They're educated by the best people.
Yeah.
They're Arabs, but with British
Yeah.
manners because
Yeah,
they were
There's something
pretty
very.
sweet.
The thing that I don't like about Saudi Arabia is kind of. I'm very like. I'm very freedom. Like I'm very like.
yeah.
I like to respect like a life of a human being.
Yeah.
You know, not just you offended me. Now I have to kill. Like I don't like the extremes that you can go to for words. I'm very, a free speech type person. That's what bothers me. But as human beings, not only do I respect them because they're human,
yeah.
but the shit that they accomplish,
Yeah, it's amazing.
bro, it is insane.
Yeah.
With like they do what I imagine I would do if I would have trillions of dollars. They're like, you know what? Let's just test it. Let's make a fucking crazy ass city. Let's just make a city in the desert, a glass city that's fucking impenetrable.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit. So I respect the fuck out of that. I just don't like the idea of second guessing what I'm going to say for fear of getting killed. That's what bothers me.
It's because you're a comic. As a comic, if they tell you like, "Hey, don't make joke about this," you're like, "Oh, fuck, it's the only thing I want to make a joke about." You just have to control it.
Also the Greek in me. It's like, nah, bro. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. That's what it is. But in terms of respect, it's not to disrespect. Because the truth is, I can't lie. I do respect the fuck out of what they do. Like it's crazy. Because there's other places that have a lot of money and they do dick.
I'm just imagining like he's saying this and there's like a laser on his head. And when he says like, "I respect everything," and it just turns off. Like,
and another thing,
because there's other, like, let's say China.
It just goes back and then it goes up.
China has money and China has fake money too. They just print it, they create it, and they could do all, but they do dumb stuff. They do like North Korean stuff. They have fake buildings and all that. Whereas the Saudis and the Emiratis, they literally innovate.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I love the shit out of that, but I don't like the idea of not being able to say what I want to say. That's where my dichotomy is with them. But I do love what they do. Like I want to.
Yeah. It's the next. It's like it's an empire, being built by slaves. It's magnificent. It's gonna be nice, but that's the price of advancement.
Look, there is something in there because technically, even the Western world, forget the sweatshops.
Yeah.
Even here, most of us, the 9 to 5, the indentured servitude, that you're kind of in this perpetual debt cycle. That is slavery. Because you're not going to work by choice of, I fucking love this job. You're going to work by, I got to eat tomorrow. I also have to pay my credit card bill that I owe this much to, that I owe that. So there's a form of slavery here too that we haven't broken out of because the government doesn't give a fuck about us. So it's kind of, you're right, it's everywhere, but you see it differently. In the Saudi Arabian peninsula, it's
more cartoonish.
Yeah, they take your passport when you get in there if you're Indian or Pakistani or Sri Lankan, and now you work for us.
Old school slavery.
It's old school slavery.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's this new school of, no, you are so happy, you will own nothing and love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's we're just pawns in the, like in 1,000 years they'll look back at now and we're just like the no one will talk about us, but they'll talk about like the great, like the Elon Musk who built, and the Amazon the guy who built, like these are the next King David and King Solomon.
Like you'll have a job and they'll just like, instead of paying you, they'll just assign you an apartment and then like a conveyor belt that gets you to like your restaurant. And then, like, instead of like a car, you'll just slide into like, it's just not. It's gonna be all just like automated.
Yeah, you're basically a meat pack. What he's describing is kind of like what Klaus Schwab wants. So essentially, you have credits for stuff.
Yeah.
So it's communism, but digital communism. So Amer, of course you could buy whatever you want, but there's a limit. You're Amer, you have the right to 1 carton of milk. If you go for a second one, even if you have the extra credits, they're gonna be like, sorry, you already bought milk this month. You can't buy. You pass your ration. Same thing, you go to the restaurant once a week. If you try to go on another date, you can't because they won't let you in because you already went. Shit like that, which to me is crazy. I want the freedom of, if I want to go to the restaurant 5 times or 0 times, it's up to me. I don't want Schwab making that decision.
How will they convince the people though to?
Well,
they're doing it right now. The people are stupid, dude.
Yeah, even things like you think you own, like let's say you go in the PlayStation store or the Nintendo store, you're buying digital things that you don't actually own. They can take it away at any moment.
Yeah.
Things like Spotify. That's why I deleted my Spotify account and actually went back to buying CDs like a psychopath. I don't even listen to my CDs. I'm like, I have my Ozzy Osbourne CD. It's mine.
Yeah.
It has tracks that don't exist on Spotify. Things like that. Like they can take it away at any moment, and you think you're gonna have it forever, but like you'll be like, hey, wait a minute, I was watching that on Netflix. What the fuck? Or,
digital currency. Everything's digital now. Everyone's using their debit card, their credit card. Whenever they want, they could block you. Remember the truckers?
Yeah, that's
when
crazy.
they froze their accounts. Take that one level lighter. Your credit card, your bank card. The country decides there's limits to what you can buy depending on your status or whatever. That's all they need to do. So you can have all the money. You could have $10 million in your bank account, but Amer, you can't buy a second car or you can't buy a second carton of milk or eggs because you're Amer, you're alone. You shouldn't bake that fucking cake, stupid. But it's true. They could just do that, and then there's nothing you can do about it. You're at the store. It will not scan for you. They go, look, sir, we can't sell you the eggs.
Let's imagine you're trying to sell this to the public.
Yeah.
What argument? Like, what's the positive?
Climate
thing?
change.
Yeah.
Oh.
Climate change. That's
It all started with the catalytic converter. Those bastards.
But that's what it is now. It's just they're saying this is good for the excuse is MasterCard. We brought this up a year ago. We had a test thing. They had a card that it monitors your whatever you buy, how much of a carbon footprint that leaves, and then you could limit. It would limit you, so you could you can't buy, and even though you try because this is adding too much, and this was your allocated sum of. They're gonna do the same fucking thing to force you in the beginning and to trick you into thinking you're making a difference. You're not making a difference. The real change. First of all, you know this too because you're not a dumb person. the planet is going to change temperature whether we do anything or not. That's the cycle.
That's what I hear. I don't know if that's true or not.
No, that's what it is. That's what it is.
happening.
Now, what we're the biggest contributors of is pollution. We got to do something about that.
Yeah.
The thing is, all the stuff you buy, even the car you drive, all that, does not make the change that we need to even make a minuscule percentage of a change, because the contributors, these giant conglomerates, these Chinese companies, the Indian companies, they're not being affected by it. So we're not changing anything, but it's all in your head. They go, you're gonna, like what Trudeau did with the carbon tax. It's not us that is causing the big change. It's not us. It's not a regular person going to work, but you're the ones that are paying for it because he needs to pay for all the stupid shit he's done. They're never going to act on the big corporations that do this because they're too powerful, and they just create these excuses. So all you need is, look, it's for the good of everyone. We're limiting you. You can't buy more because your carbon footprint. And then some people will be against it, but because the majority are going to fall in line because they're idiots, just like the mask things. The mask didn't make any sense when we were in restaurants. Yeah. When they tell you, when you're sitting down, take it off. That doesn't make any... Dude, in 100 years, people are going to look back at what we did and they're going to be like, these people are so fucking stupid.
It's like goofy, man.
It's so goofy, but we did it. Yeah. I saw people arguing, oh, this guy's not wearing his he's not wearing his mask and he's standing up. He's standing up.
Oh, dude.
But when you're sitting down and you're sitting fucking next to him, it's not a problem. We're so dumb, dude. Someone with a title, please, if one message I could give to people, title does not dictate behavior. Just because someone has a title does not mean that what they say is valid. Or think of if that existed, these priests wouldn't be banging these kids. If title dictated behavior, title does not dictate behavior. Use your common fucking sense.
Okay, yeah.
I remember.
I get shot now. Now it's the Pope. Like, why is he bringing that up again?
I hope these glass windows are bulletproof.
I'm gonna have to upgrade.
Guys, I'm gonna go pee. I'm sorry.
We're gonna end it in a sec because I got to pee too. We're gonna pee together.
Yeah.
You got to pee too. We'll do team pee.
We'll go pee.
Poseidon.
Yes.
Before we leave, I want everyone to know the Goodnight Podcast, formerly known as the Bonne Nuit Podcast.
The Goodnightpodcast.com.
If you're listening to this on audio, go to the description. The links are there. If you're watching on YouTube, the links are in the description. But also, if you look at the tabs on top, the little pop-ups here, the action tabs, you could see it. Goodnight Podcast. Just click on it. It'll bring you right to the YouTube page. You could subscribe. And I suggest you subscribe on audio as well, because video, sometimes you'll see a podcast and you'll be like, I'll listen to it later, and you forget about it. Audio, you can start it when you want, keep going. It's in your Spotify, it's in your Apple Podcasts, both very good players. I recommend them. Google Podcast, for the record, will not exist in the future.
No, it's gone.
In a couple of months, they're transforming it. It's going to just mix with what you have on YouTube, just so people know. So if you're committing to a podcast on audio, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or one of your personal ones, the Castbox, all that, up to you guys. Thank you, Gabriel and Amer, for coming. Links are in the description. Follow these guys. If you're in Montreal, they have a nice comedy show on Sundays, and they appear all over the city on different comedy shows. They come to my show. They do all kinds of other stuff. So thank you all.
Thank you for having us, man.
Thank you, guys.
Gay bomb.
We've built this prison cell 'cause we can't trust ourselves. Critical